Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 30th, 2024, and it's reported that Hansi Flick is considering using Andreas Christensen in a center midfield position. Also, the club have reportedly issued an ultimatum to Nico Williams. And finally, RB Leipzig are rejecting Barcelona's effort to negotiate down the price tag of 60 million euros for Dani Olmo. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Goal Kits, Skip Bag, or Fanatics. You have plenty of options there. If you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us, where you can place bets on all sporting events around the world. All links are down below in the description. Now, begin with the news that Hansi Flick is reportedly considering using Andreas Christensen in a center midfield position. Now, as you might recall, Xavi Hernandez tried out Andreas Christensen in a center midfield position during last season, where Andreas Christensen, despite not playing in that position for a very long time, he still found a way to thrive and do a great job in that position. And well, it seems now that Hansi Flick is also considering using Christensen in that center midfield position because he believes that Christensen would be a great option, which of course further explains the reason why Barcelona are no longer considering the signing of Mikel Merino as a priority. Now, as I reported in previous videos, the reason why Barcelona have backed off a little bit off the signing of Mikel Merino is because Hansi Flick no longer considers that center midfield position as a priority because he's very happy with Marc Casado and Marc Bernal. And well, now it's being reported that Flick is also considering Andreas Christensen for that position. So that gives them three options for that position, which again explains or further explains why Barcelona have cooled off their pursuit of Mikel Merino, who they were looking to sign to reinforce that center midfield position. Now, speaking of signings, let's talk about Nico Williams because it's reported that Barcelona have issued an ultimatum to the player. Now, Deco met with Nico Williams' agent, where Nico Williams' agent expressed to Deco the desire of his player to play in Barcelona, and where Deco communicated Barcelona's offer to the agent, which was a 5-year contract for Nico, plus a 12 million euro salary gross. Of course, that means 6 million euros net for Nico Williams. However, during the most recent contacts between Deco and Williams' agent, the agent and the entourage of the player have been expressing their doubts about Nico coming to Barcelona. Not so much about Nico playing in Barcelona, but more about Barcelona being capable of registering the player. Now, as you know, Barcelona are currently not under the 1-to-1 rule, and therefore Nico Williams' entourage, and more specifically his family, are worried about the player leaving Athletic Club de Bilbao to come to Barcelona and Barcelona not being able to register him. They all remember what happened to Jules Koundé, where Barcelona signed him, but the French defender was not able to play during the first 2 weeks of La Liga because Barcelona were not able to register him when they first signed him. So Koundé did have to wait. Now, it is reported that Nico Williams' family spoke to Íñigo Martínez because, as you might recall, Íñigo Martínez did play with Nico at Athletic Club de Bilbao. Plus, Íñigo Martínez' second year of contract has not been registered yet. And it's reported that Íñigo Martínez did his best to try to convince Nico Williams' family and entourage that everything's going to be fine, that Barcelona will be able to register the player. However, it seems that Nico Williams' family and entourage are still having doubts and are still worried because they're worried that what if Barcelona cannot complete the Nike deal on time? Or what if Barcelona cannot complete the Barca Vision deal on time? And as such, they are having doubts about Nico Williams leaving Athletic Club de Bilbao and coming to Barcelona. And they're considering that maybe Nico should stay in Athletic Club de Bilbao for another year, which would give Barcelona more time to figure out their finances and their financial fair play. Now, given these doubts that Nico Williams' entourage and family are having, it's reported that the club have communicated to the agent an ultimatum, which says He either comes now or this is it. In other words, this is Nico Williams' only opportunity to come to Barcelona. If he doesn't come to Barcelona, that ship will sail. And Barcelona believe that this is the perfect timing for Nico to arrive at the club. You know, he has his friendship with Lamine Yamal that's going really well. He just, you know, completely exploded onto the scene during the Euros. Plus, he does have that release clause worth 58 million euros, which is pretty low for someone like Nico Williams. And if he does end up staying at Athletic Club Bilbao, that release clause could increase, which means that Barcelona would not be able to afford him next season. And as such, Barcelona have told the player, you either come now or this is it. We'll see, of course, whether this ultimatum affects Nico Williams' decision, who again is still on vacation and is set to announce his decision throughout this week. So we're still going to have to wait and see whether Nico will decide to come to Barcelona despite his doubts of the club being able to register him, or that he will decide to stay at Athletic Club de Bilbao. Now, more news, because we do have to talk about Dani Olmo, the other player that Barcelona are trying to sign, because Leipzig are rejecting Barcelona's efforts to try to negotiate that sticker price of 60 million euros. Now, as I reported in yesterday's video, Barcelona are hoping to try to negotiate the 60 million euro price tag that Leipzig have placed on Dani Olmo. They're trying to negotiate it down. However, Leipzig have made it very clear to Barcelona, if you want to sign Dani Olmo, you have to pay the 60 million euros complete and total. No variables, nothing less, not 59 million, not 58 million. They want the full 60 million euros and they want the full amount fixed, not variables. They are willing to negotiate installment plans or payment plans. However, Leipzig are rejecting any kind of efforts by Barcelona to try to pay anything less than the 60 million euros. Now, it's reported that Barcelona think that this sticker price is a little bit high, especially for someone like Dani Olmo, who's more of an attacking midfielder. Barcelona have plenty of those players on the first team and in the academy. However, if the Nico Williams signing does not happen, then Barcelona will make Dani Olmo their #1 priority and could consider paying the entire 60 million euros, which begs the question, should we be losing our minds if we can't sign Nico Williams and try to spend 60 million euros on Dani Olmo? Because as I've said many times before, I don't think Dani Olmo is worth 60 million euros. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, it'd be a good idea to have him, but not to pay 60 million euros, and especially not to try to pay all that money if the Nico Williams signing does not work, because these are two different players. It's not like we're saying, okay, we can't sign Nico, let's go crazy and spend all of our money on another left winger. No, we're saying we cannot sign a left winger, so let's spend all of our money and go crazy on someone who's not a left winger, which to me makes absolutely no sense. But I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Do you think Barcelona should pay the full 60 million euros for Dani Olmo? Let me know down below. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading another video in a bit, so stay tuned to the channel. We'll be reviewing or briefly reviewing that match between Barcelona and Manchester City that just ended. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, peace, Barça.